So, as I've been pulling on the sign readings in particular over the past couple of months, it's become clear that for many of you, there is a high level soulmate or maybe even a twin flame connection somewhere in the works, right? So as I go forward and pull these love readings, I'm going to not look for that message, but if it comes up, I'm going to try and dig deeper into that so I can get you guys more messages about that. And also, I apologize if there are issues with the sound. I've gotten a couple of complaints. When I started the channel, I had a whole mic system set up, and unfortunately, I'm unable to use it. And I'm just not in a place right now where I can afford to replace the equipment. So hopefully, I'll get more interest in the extendeds, pick up some patrons, and be able to reinvest in the channel and have the sound quality and everything else, honestly, be of the standard I think the viewers deserve. But even so, I thought, I just wanted to keep putting the messages out consistently for anyone who wants to listen and watch. All right, so let's jump into your pre-shuffle, and we open in an interesting place with a Knight of Pentacles. And I say interesting because this can be quite a frustrating energy. It's the slowest moving knight in the deck, and very often it feels like it's standing still. And it's bringing in something tangible, right? Something material that is of great value that I think sometimes people can sense is coming towards them or should be coming towards them, and it just doesn't because the knight is standing still or moving very slowly. So, a difficult cycle is closing for many people. That's something that's come up in many of the readings, and I think that this frustration might be here still, but here's speed. It's the opposite. We go immediately to the fastest knight in the deck. And it's one that carries a message, right? So this is an energy of communication. So I think there's going to be a difficult conversation because the Knight of Swords is not the most tactful. It's not a particularly romantic energy, but it is truthful. And the message that the Knight of Swords carries is usually urgent, and it's usually something that causes some kind of upheaval, I beg your pardon. It's an unpleasant truth, right? So I think discussing maybe what these delays have been about might be the issue for some people. For others of you, it's just I don't know. It's a difficult conversation. It's tough to tell what the content might be. It's about a long-term commitment of some kind, or something in someone's life that provides authority, right? This card, was called the Pope in older decks, right? It's a card sometimes of moral authority. It's also one of the marriage cards of the deck, right? And so sometimes before, these commitments can be undertaken, there need to be tough conversations, right? Are we on the same page before each person brings in their Ace of Pentacles? Are we on the same page about important matters, right? Do we have the same moral code? That might be an issue for some of you. King of Cups, yeah, so it's an energy it's the same caution that's here with this Knight of Pentacles. The King of Cups withholds, right? So I'm getting the impression of somebody who I think wants to come forward. I think someone's conflicted. Someone wants to come forward, they want to speak, and I think they're slightly afraid of this tough conversation. And they're withholding materially, and they're withholding emotionally here with this King of Cups. Yeah, and I think it's an Emperor. So this is what I mentioned, the idea of higher level soulmates or divine counterparts, something like that. So here's one half of that pairing, right? This is the person I believe is in this energy of hesitation. And it's because something needs to be balanced. So this difficult conversation, I think, is about righting or wrong. Yeah, justice comes in when there's something very serious that has been done, so some kind of wrongdoing, some kind of imbalance, some kind of injustice that needs to be corrected. And I think this emperor um, is afraid they're going to end up on the wrong side of this balancing. Yeah, and there's an element of deception here as well with the Seven of Swords. I think someone is hiding all of this. And it's not the worst thing, because I think this kind of internal conflict often plays out this way, where someone doesn't share it. But I think this deception is around this balancing and this justice, right? So if someone has, you feel someone has done you wrong and they come in to talk, I'm not getting dishonesty here, I'm getting more of a withholding energy. But, be careful that some of what's being withheld from you, isn't important, right? Try and be firm about getting to the bottom of what's happening. Don't shy away from this Knight of Swords energy, but I don't indulge in it too much either. Because if, when the swords start clashing, it can create kind of a mini tower. That's how I've heard the Knight of Swords described sometimes, as a tower by a person's hand, as opposed to, this kind of circumstances the universe, sets in motion. Someone does or says something that, like I said, creates upheaval and chaos and can be destructive sometimes. So be careful about how you engage in any conversation with that person who you see as your counterpart. If that energy of discussion does get to you, and you all do have a talk about something, there's a risk of it becoming a sword fight, right? And so stay in a balanced energy, right? Stay in a balanced energy, because that justice card, I think it's here for you, right? I think some of the justice that this person owes at the end of their karmic cycle, whatever this tough cycle that people are ending now, I think is about paying off maybe some karmic debts. For some of you, for others of you, it's about healing childhood wounds. Those things can be connected as well. It's whatever they're going through, right? During this tough ending, they owe justice to people in their lives, and you are one of the people I think they owe justice to, Scorpio. So I like to shuffle a bit more before I cut the cards. I like to have a second look at the bottom of the deck. I find that it helps to focus the message and make things clearer. So let me see. Shuffle just a bit more. Let's see what's going on here. Wow. Yeah, if there was any doubt about what I was saying about that being one half of a divine couple, the Lovers is here. But recall that the Lovers, was also called the Choice in some older decks, right? And there is a major decision point here. And it's about those two knights, which were facing in opposite directions, right? I think there's a course correction happening. And it might, someone who was headed in the wrong direction, I think that Emperor might overcompensate, right? Someone who's been withholding, someone who's been kind of absent or not moving towards this connection might race towards it. And I think it's important to have discussions about what has changed to make that this new decision, right? Because it's come through in the other sign readings that I've done, which all have come through as connected, right? That something has been going very wrong in this that masculine energy's life, right? And I don't know, part of the message that's coming through is just to be careful that you're not looking for a lifeboat, right? To have enough conversations to make it clear that this is about the connection and stabilizing it, growing into it, learning from it, being true partners. Some of these masculines are honestly, like the word sounds a bit dramatic, but they're escaping, very tough decisions that bad decisions that they've made, the result of bad decisions that they've made, right? They chose the wrong person, they chose the wrong circle, they chose the wrong partner, they chose the wrong friendship group, they chose the wrong business partner, some of these people, right? And it's all kind of crumbling, and they're looking for a safe haven. And you can understand why a twin flame union or a high level soulmate union would feel like a safer place. But that Seven of Swords, I think, that slight deception, it can come with kind of a self-interested energy. So be careful, right? I remember I talked about the swords, right? Swords right now are a bit, I think, dangerous. So this is a good sign that the star is here, that somebody wants to, wants something healing, right? As I said, it makes sense for this person to be drawn towards this, right? To want to be healed, to want to feel better. Their perspective on all of this has changed here with the Hangman. And there's your card, Scorpio, death. Everything is changing, right? And the thing that's changing is a Ten of Pentacles. Whatever represents Ten of Pentacles to your person, that's what's being dismantled, right? It's being dismantled. Like pentacle by pentacle, it's being dismantled. And they want to head towards a Queen of Cups, like something loving. There was never any love here in whatever was representing Ten of Pentacles to them. They want real love. But here's the question, right? This is another night, right? Coming in, it's a more balanced energy, right? Not standing still, not racing in kind of a chaotic way. This night wants to bring its cup to this Queen of Cups. And this all looks very good, and I'm not trying to throw cold water on it. I'm saying that I'm not feeling a clear enough energy of, I don't know if contrition is the right word, right? Because remember I said that justice is there? I'm not seeing that coming in. I don't know if this cup is the justice, right? I think this offer is about getting this love in return, right? And notice that it's kind of a smaller energy, right? I am not getting a clear sense of this person having gone further in their thought process than I have been hurt, I have been betrayed by the people in my life. This connection that I disregarded, I shouldn't have, and I feel stupid. I feel kind of abandoned. I feel alone. I am not sensing a clear understanding or even investment in figuring out how you were hurt, in figuring out how having been rejected has affected you. Other than I want to get this person back because it will make me feel better. Some of that is here. I don't think it's for everybody, but it's a strong enough message that I think I had to kind of parse that out. Right, so let's cut the deck and pull this reading. Overall energy, strength, strong energy of forward movement, right? Yeah, here with the Eight of Wands, things are speeding up with that Knight of Swords as well. Yeah, this person's trying to manifest this, this connection back, and it's causing a lot of stress, but they're determined, I think, to have this victory with this Six of Wands. And here's another night, that impulsive energy. I think somebody wants to come forward. They want the success, and they kind of don't know what move to make. And this Nine of Swords has them kind of in this nightmare energy. Remember I said that someone is thinking about the ways that they kind of screwed up. I chose the wrong people. I disregarded my soulmate. How do I fix this? That's this energy. And they're trying to manifest their way out of it. Right? Strength is here. They're finding the courage to make the changes, and it's very encouraging. And that message of warning is here for some of you, that there is a bit of a self-interested kind of energy here. Right? So let's pull this reading. What's the energy in the connection between Scorpio and their person? Wow. A major cycle is closing. So I think this is the perfect energy for there to be, I don't know if it's a reconciliation, but kind of a tying up of all the loose ends, like through that conversation I mentioned, right? There's a way this is going to be closed out when a new cycle is going to begin here with the world, right? So this is powerful energy. I think it's saying that, we have two major arcana already, right? It's saying that you all are at kind of, I don't know why the word standoff is here. There is, whatever conflict has been here needs to be resolved. And I think that's why that Knight of Swords is there, right? There is, I don't know if a confrontation is the right word, but things need to be hashed out. Let me put it that way then, because it's not as aggressive sounding, right? You all need to hash some things out. And, I don't know, give each other closure maybe. I don't like that word sometimes. I don't really believe anyone can give you closure. But these twin flame connections that pull people feel towards each other, it's very strong. And when it's not addressed, it can create a kind of toxicity in people's lives, right? So I think clearing all that up is what this energy is about. How is Scorpio's person behaving in the 3D? Wow, yikes. The devil. I think there are multiple things happening here. I think, as I said before, that your person has been attached to some of the wrong people, very likely in a way that was unhealthy, that was toxic, for many of you codependent. I think they're breaking those bonds, and in a way, that can bring out a different kind of devil energy, right? Because, people who get into those kind of relationships, there's usually a person who's very controlling, and that's kind of come up in some of the readings, especially the extendeds, that your person has been like bamboozled, like kind of gaslit and manipulated and tricked, right? And the people in their lives have been trying to control them, mainly through kind of flattery and ego massage and pretending to be helpful. But it was coming from a very toxic place, and your person has discovered that, and I think it's brought out their urge to be the one in control. And I think when it comes to those people on their side, they're on a rampage. But I also think this is about the strength of the feeling for the connection now. It's become kind of an obsession, right? This person is obsessed with you and their connection to you, right? So like I said, some things are off kilter, right? So be careful, right? This needs to settle down, right? If you are looking for a reconciliation or something, this energy needs to settle down. I'm hoping this world energy can help to break whatever this is. What's happening in Scorpio's person's soul? Queen of Pentacles. So this is good. It's a stable energy, right? I think this is how they see you, and it's what they want in their life. It's because it's a nurturing energy. It's the mother of the minor arcana, right? And so this energy is tied back to the world, right? I think they've had a phony Queen of Pentacles in their life, and they want a real one now. Kind of like they want that love. They understand now what a Queen of Cups has to offer, a real one. They understand now what a real Queen of Pentacles has to offer, right? And them understanding that is what's helping to close out this cycle for them. So for a lot of you, your person might have, for want of a better phrase, mommy issues, right? And whatever partner they chose or the kind of friendship group, they were able to push those buttons and play into that to kind of control your person, right? So what's the hidden message from the universe? Three of Cups. So this has been coming out as a question, right? Who do I reconcile with? And that's changing in your person's life. So part of what they're doing to close out this cycle is they're getting rid of certain people, because this can be kind of a light, fun-loving energy. And in the shadow side, it's easy to mask a lot of kind of nefarious behavior behind. Oh, we're such good friends and this is fun. No, I didn't mean it. I was just trying to help. Or, it's because I care about you so much. That's why I kind of, went overboard. Like a lot of that nonsense has been happening in your person's life, right? It's being closed out. That group that they've been sharing their emotions with, it's being closed out. And I think that's been happening on your side to some extent, Scorpio. I think a lot, what's come through when I discuss this major life cycle that's been closing is that a lot of people who end up finding this channel will be in the process of asking this question: who do I reconcile with? Who do I share my emotions with? Who's going to be in my circle? And a lot of people are having to distance themselves from people or outright cut people out, right? So that's part of what's happening here. So I'm interested to see what the final outcome is with. It's going to be red with this devil, right? What's the potential final outcome here? Wow. Ace of Pentacles. Stable new beginning, right? It's tied back to this Queen of Pentacles who's holding her pentacle, right? So here's what's happening, right? Your person wants to start over, and they're going to, if they leave this group, they're going to take their Ace of Pentacles with them. And I think this devil is in part, like I said, your person, leaning into that side of their personality to take control. This devil is representing kind of a battle in a way, right? So the people who attach themselves to your person did so because it's come through, a lot of, people in this cycle, that soulmate that they're connected to, has either done well for themselves or is the kind of person who people can tell will do well for themselves. So their Ace of Pentacles is extremely valuable, right? Remember that Knight of Pentacles? These people in their life have been beating that horse, trying to get it to move, I think, for years. So yeah, there was kind of a Ten of Pentacles environment, but there's a way. The material wealth of it has been mostly your person's, right? I get the impression that the people who are attached to them benefit, but in more of a trickle down way, right? So most of them are with someone else. They're with a karmic partner. So the karmic partner has, some place to live, right? So let's put it this way. Like, so if your person and this person are not married, right? The karmic partner is someplace to live, but the home is not in their name. None of the assets are in their name. If they're married, your person is the kind of person who would be smart enough to ask for some kind of prenup, or there's some arrangement that protects their assets, right, from their partner, right? And that's something else to be careful of, right? If you really are in a twin flame connection, this person doesn't want to invest materially with you and to support you materially in a generous way that's not kind of stingy and withholding. It's something to consider. So for a lot of people, what happens is like they see the karmic as this toxic person, which is correct, right? I'm not saying that's not correct, because it comes out mainly in the extended, but a lot of really, really shady stuff has gone down, right, behind the scenes. And it's right to kind of, judge those people a bit harshly, but they're here to teach lessons. But something a lot of people don't pay enough attention to is how does your person treat the karmic, right? Even look back to like maybe the honeymoon stage of their relationship when things were looking good and the karmic's mask was on fully, right? How is your person treating this person that they've taken on as their quote unquote life partner, right? Who they think is a Queen of Pentacles? How did they treat that person? You know, don't assume you're going to be an exception to that behavior, is what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying these conversations that are coming up, that Knight of Swords, it's going to be like a very uncomfortable conversation for some of you because you're going to need answers to these questions. You're going to have to set firm boundaries and say, here's what I expect, right? If you're working a regular 9 to 5 and this person is some kind of, I don't know, multi-millionaire or something, why are you paying a bill? That doesn't make any sense, right? So, think about these things, figure out, what you want. And if this person is not willing to give it, but maybe because they've been so injured by this difficulty they've been through, then maybe it means they haven't fully learned their lessons and they can't close this cycle out, right? I think one of the lessons for this person is to stop withholding so much. They have to be able to be more vulnerable. And it's going to be very hard for someone who's been through what this person has been through, right? But this twin, everybody wants the twin flame label. Now is the time to do the twin flame work, right? It's not easy. So I think this does need an extended, especially because the devil is out. So I'm going to end the reading here and take this to the extended. The link will be in the description box. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. It will help the channel to grow. I'm still new to YouTube, but I just appreciate everyone being here and watching till the end. I'll be back soon with more messages.